Okay, so this is What If Naruto Was Raised in Mt Myoboku Part 2. So, last time I left on where Naruto with Karin came from Naruto's travel, and Naruto asked the third Hokage for him to become a Jonin instructor and to lead his own team. And Hiruzen is thinking about this, and he's like, well, I mean, Jiraiya told me that this is a very promising student, and he wants to test Naruto's skill a bit. So he says to Naruto that he's gonna do a little test. He tells him to meet him on training ground 5 or whatever, and they're gonna have a little sparring match. So Naruto comes there all prepared and stuff, kunais and stuff like that. And the Hokage says, we're gonna do a little sparring match to see if you can become a Jonin. If you can land even, if you can put up a good fight against me, then you can. If not, you will become a Genin, along with Karin. And Naruto says, fine, old man. And they begin the battle, so Hiruzen right immediately launches a fireball jutsu at Naruto. It's a very big one, but Naruto just pulls out his staff and just sends it back to Hiruzen, and Hiruzen he just didn't expect it, so he gets hit, but he's not knocked out. He's not done yet, so he rushes at Naruto, sending an Earth-style earthquake jutsu, which basically starts like shaking the ground. Naruto jumps up and throws his staff to Hiruzen. Hiruzen dodges, but then Naruto just appears in front of Hiruzen and just puts a chakra rod in front of Hiruzen's neck, and basically Hiruzen says, "You win." Naruto literally just won from the third Hokage, who was literally the god of shinobi of his time. So that's an achievement. So secretly, Kakashi, Asuma, and Kurenai Guy were watching this, and they were like, "God damn, this guy." And Hiruzen's like, "Well, who do you want on your team?" And Naruto says, "Well, I'm gonna be the instructor. Karin has to be in it, and I want 2 other members. I want a member with a visual jutsu, if there are any left. A Hyuga would be good. They're good for reconnaissance and also close quarters combat. And I want someone who is very proficient in taijutsu specifically, because I have a lot of things to teach in taijutsu." And Hiruzen's like, "Oh, perfect. I have just the right people for you." And the next day comes. Karin goes to the academy. She introduces herself and says, "I'm a new student. I'm just here to get my team. I don't know who they are yet." So she sits down, and people are looking at her kind of weird because of her hair and stuff like that. But she doesn't care. She's dealt with worse. So then they start announcing the teams, and they say Team 3, Karin Uzumaki, Neji Hyuga, and Rock Lee. Team leader, Naruto Uzumaki. And that's when Naruto basically falls through the window somehow, some way. He just falls through the window and says, "Oh, hi, I'm here for Team 3. And everybody's just shocked, and Neji just like stands up and he's like, "What the heck? This kid's like younger than me probably." And Naruto says, "Correction, I am younger than you, but I'm maybe like 100 times stronger than you. So, and I'm a good team leader. Plus, I'm a Toad Sage, almost." And they're like, "Huh, who cares?" And Neji's like, "Well, fight me." And Naruto's like, "Oh god, this type of person again? I'm gonna have to put you in your place, boy." And he's like, "Yeah." So he comes with Neji outside to the academy training ground, and he's like, okay, come at me, Hyuga. And Neji's like, huh, you're cocky. And not just for the right reasons, though. One sec. Okay. And it's just for the right reasons. And Neji doesn't wait for anything. He just turns on his Byakugan and he blitzes at Naruto and tries to do the 64 palms trigrams thingy, 64 palms technique. And as he does that, he sees that Naruto catches every single one of his hits, and he's like, "What the heck? How are you this fast? This is supposed to be one of the fastest movements ever." And Naruto says, "Well, not for me, boy." And he just slaps Neji in the face, and this just sends Neji flying. Naruto just casually slapped the prodigy of the Hyuga, sending him flying towards the wall, and just making a little crater. And everybody's like, God damn, that was cool. And Naruto, just as a savage he is, he just like looks down, takes out a Makeup Paradise book, the orange one, and just starts reading it casually. And some people are like, huh, he's reading a book. That's kind of cool. It's showing off. But Iruka and some other team leaders who have arrived are like seeing this, and Asuma and Kurenai and Guy see that this kid will be good friends with Kakashi, but Kakashi won't come for a long time. So Naruto thinks about, oh, alright, I have a team, and so he goes, grabs Neji by the collar, puts him behind his back like a sack. And then he says, okay, I need Karin Uzumaki and Rock Lee. Come with me to the roof. And Rock Lee just saw what Naruto did to Neji, and he's like, hell yeah, this guy's gonna be this guy's gonna be my sensei. And Karin Uzumaki's like, yeah. And they all go up, and Naruto slaps Neji again, sits him down. Neji wakes up from the shock, and he's like, where am I? Did I beat you? And Naruto says, no, you actually lost in the first 3 seconds of the fight, so, yeah, sit down. And I want you, Neji, to start by telling me your likes, your dislikes, your goals, and your dreams for the future. And Neji's like, whatever. And he says, well, I don't like anything in particular. I like nothing in particular. And he says, my goal, well, I'm gonna make it a reality. Basically, he's Sasuke number 2, but without killing his brother. He's like, I'm gonna make it a reality. I'm gonna prove that the side branch isn't worse than the main branch. And Naruto's like, oh god, one of those again? And he's like, okay, is that your dream too? And Neji says, yeah, but also, I want to become the best Byakugan user. And it says, oh, finally, you said something worthwhile. I can teach you that. But about the main branch and side branch, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that by yourself, buddy. And then he goes, you, Lee. And Lee says, my likes are training with Guy Sensei and letting the power of youth flow through me. And Naruto's just like, okay. And what are your dislikes? And Rock says, my dislikes are lazy people, and that's it. I don't like people who don't train. And I said, respectable. And he says, what are your goals and dreams for the future? And Rock Lee states that, well, my goal is to become the best taijutsu user ever, since I can only use that. And Naruto says, oh, I see. I can help you with that. And then he says, what's your goal? And Rock Lee says, yeah, basically the same thing as my dream. Naruto says, respectable, very respectable. And now you, Karin, what are your likes and dislikes? Karin says, my likes, and she just like extremely quickly looks at Naruto and looks back down, and she's like, my dislikes, she says, are arrogant and bad people, and Naruto did notice how she looked at him. But he doesn't give it any mind yet, because he's on his 7th sky, thinking about how he's gonna read a book, books. He likes books. And she says, well, my goal is to unlock the chakra chains of the Uzumaki clan. And Naruto says, oh, that one. Yeah, I'll help you with that. I have a few scrolls on the Uzumaki clan, but unfortunately I can't use chakra chains myself because, well, I'm not a full Uzumaki. So it's gonna be a bit hard for you. And what's your dream? And Karin just looks at Naruto real quickly, but then she looks back and she says, and Naruto also says the also. And he's like, and also to find remaining Uzumaki members. And Naruto says, oh, I see. I'll help you with that for sure. I want to find them too. They might be cool people. And he says, well, team, tomorrow I want you all to come to Training Ground 3 to do a test to see if you guys are all really worthy to become Genin. Now, I want you to... You can eat breakfast, but I don't advise it since you might puke. Yeah, don't bring anything with you, and be there at 3 in the afternoon. Have some time to relax. Don't eat breakfast. And he goes away, and Neji pulls Karin to the side along with Lee, and he says, is that guy really all that? Is he all that powerful? Is he actually worthy to be a team leader? And Karin said, he is extremely powerful. If you didn't know, he beat the 3rd Hokage in the first 10 seconds of the match. And Neji's like, what? Okay, he's powerful. I get it. And Rock Lee's like, yes! The powers of youth flow with him. They are strong with him. I can sense it. And Karin's like, yeah, whatever. And she goes away to her house. Now, she lives with Naruto, not in the same room. Their apartments are just next to each other. And so, this day, she actually finds out that, well, no, actually, scratch all that. You didn't hear that. Okay, next day comes, and it's time for the test. So not at 3 p.m. I meant 10 a.m. So at 10 a.m. everybody comes to Training Ground 3. Naruto comes like 15 minutes late with his book, saying, "Sorry, I just got caught up reading this wonderful book of mine." And I'll say that Karin knows what this book is, and she's like, "Damn pervert." And he's like, hey, I'm a man of culture. And he says, well, everybody come with me. And he pulls out the bells. You see, there are 2 bells here. Now, your goal is to take them from me. And Rock Lee points out, Naruto-sensei, but why are there only 2 bells if there are only 3 of us? And Naruto says, Oh, that's the catch. One of you is gonna have to go back to the academy. So you gotta really try, You gotta try to do it. And Karin points out there and then that, you're bluffing, Naruto. There can only be 3 members in a Genin squad, no more, no less, along with a Jonin sensei. And Naruto says, damn it, he's like, he's stuttering, you figure that out on your own. And he says, scramble, and then all of them disappear. And everybody already guesses what's up, except for Rock Lee. He's a bit of a behind, but, they find Neji and Karin find him, and they say, well, from how Naruto was stuttering, Karin basically found out what the point of the test is, and Karin says the point of this test is teamwork, so we have to work together to beat him, and they devise a plan. I'm not gonna go into the plan because all the strategic stuff makes my brain hurt. And so Naruto is just sitting on a log, squatting down, reading his book, thinking about women. You know how that is. Being a pervert. And then he sees a kunai fly towards him. And he's like, are they really gonna take me out with this? And he says, no, I shouldn't underestimate my opponents. The toads taught me that. I should go easy on them. And so he just dodges the kunai without even looking up from his book. And then another kunai comes at him from behind, and he's like, "Again, is this how they're gonna do?" And then another kunai comes from the side. He dodges that too, and then more kunai start coming from 360 from everywhere, and he has to jump up. And then another kunai, flies at him, but it has an explosive tag on him, and Naruto kicks that away into the trees where Karin was sitting, and Karin gets kind of blown away, but she's like, okay, that didn't work. And then he says, Neji now, and everybody hears that, even Naruto, and he's like, are they really just gonna give me the sign? And then Neji comes out of the ground and tries to headhunter jutsu the heck out of Naruto. But Naruto is too good for that. He's like, nah, fam, you tried. I respect the trying, but no, you won't get far with that. And he's like, he just jumps up and kicks Neji in the face, sending him into the ground, into his own headhunter jutsu. And Rock Lee just saw that, and he just started laughing. But he was essentially the next part of the plan, but he fell down the tree from the laughter, so that kind of like rigged the whole plan. So Karin blitzes in, picks up Neji from the ground, goes to Lee, picks him up, throws him into a tree, throws Neji into a tree, and hides with them. And he says, well, look, Naruto is immensely strong, but we have to try getting the bells. Now, I say we use some jutsus. What jutsus does everybody know? And Rock Lee says, I know the 8 gates. Currently, I can do 4 gates. And Karin's like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds strong. And Neji says, I can use... Okay, yeah, sorry about that. And he says, I don't know what jutsus can Neji use, but let's just say he can use 64 palms to it right now, and he's good at taijutsu too. And he has the Bakugan, so yeah. And Karin has Fire Style, and she also has Earth Style. Now she can use Fireball, Great Fireball, Fire Phoenix, and Mud Wall. Basically, that's it. And Mud Spikes. And she says, okay, so they discuss the plan with jutsus, and Naruto's like, okay, are they gonna go for round 2? Are they gonna give up? And he's like, I think Karin figured out the point of the test, but she just wants to test out their strength against me. Respect. And he continues reading his book. And so now he sees a bunch of earth spikes coming from all around him, and he's like, oh. So he jumps up, and then a fireball comes at him. But he takes out his staff and absorbs the fireball. But then, right behind from the fireball, comes out Lee with the 4th gate open, and just says, 4th gate, I shall destroy you, Naruto-sensei, with the power of youth. And Naruto's like, good try. But he just punches Rock Lee and just knocks him out. Then Neji tries to come in with his taijutsu, trying to kick and punch Naruto, but Naruto just body flickers behind Neji and neck chops him. So only Karin is left, and she's like, damn it, that was a good try, I guess. But yeah, basically she just like, God. So she's just last stand. She uses a great fireball jutsu, and behind that she sends a normal fireball. Naruto absorbs the normal the big fireball, but then the fireball jutsu comes at him, and he's like, oh, Karin is smart, but nah, that won't work. So he just absorbed that, found Karin, sensed her, blitzed behind her, and neck chopped her as well. So he's like, okay, they did do teamwork, but I have to test one thing out, because I'm very interested. So he's like, he ties Karin and Rock Lee. He ties Neji and Rock Lee to a pole and tells. No, he ties Rock Lee to a pole, just like Naruto was tied up, and he wakes up Karin and Neji and puts the belts in their hands. And he's like, and they're like, what? Why? Didn't we fail? And Naruto's like, you did, but not really. I need to test something. I need to see something. Both of you have one belt. But, as you said, who are you gonna give the belts to? No, actually, Karin has both the belts. And he's like, Karin, who are you gonna give the belts to? Are you gonna keep them for yourself? Or are you gonna let your team pass, but you getting sent back to the academy? And Karin's like, yeah, I can do another year. But and she gives the belts to one belt to Neji, and she unties Rock Lee and gives the other belt to him, and she starts walking off. But Naruto's like, you all fast. And he says that in a very low tone, and they're like, oh god, but why? How? And he's like, well, those who abandon the rules are scum. No, he doesn't say that. he just says some other deep quote, and he's like, yep, you all passed. This is the new Team 3. We're gonna be doing some D and C rank missions, because I can see you guys are strong, but your teamwork and strategy needs to work a bit. So for the next week, we're gonna work on catching cats, and then we're gonna move on to harder D ranks and C rank missions. Maybe something even higher, if you guys do good. So they're like, okay, I see. Fair point. Fair point, Naruto-sensei. So they all walk off. Next day comes. Actually, time skip 1 week. They've been doing catching like cats and stuff, and their teamwork has really improved. Now, Karin is the brains of the group. Neji is more of like the support / defense, and Rock Lee is the attack of the team. And Naruto has this habit of sitting back during missions and either reading his book while squatting or looking at his team and writing everything down in a little notebook, in a little book. Now, what that book is going to be revealed later. Yeah, and so one day they come in, and Rock Lee and Neji have been begging Naruto-sensei for a better mission. They've been doing high D ranks and low C ranks all like for a whole month now. And Naruto's like, yeah, old man. He's saying that to Hiruzen. I think they're more than enough ready for. Actually, I think they can handle a high B rank mission. They're very strong. And I'll be there to help them along, so it's no worries. So can you give us a higher mission? And Hiruzen says, yes, you're in perfect timing, Naruto. Team 3. Team 7 has gotten into a little scramble, and they require assistance currently. They are in the land of waves, and there are currently 2 B, possibly A rank ninjas after them. So go there quickly and help them out in any way you can. Naruto's like, perfect. This will be great for my masterpiece. And everybody looks at him confused, and he's like, oh, well, that's a secret. Yeah, that's a secret for now. And everybody's like confused. Naruto's like, hey, nobody knows what's gonna come soon. So they all go to the land of waves, and they see the 2 demon brothers knocked out or killed. I don't remember if they killed or knocked them out. And they're like, okay, the demon brothers, I heard about those guys. Pretty weak, low tuning level. And then he hears clashing of kunais and swords. He's like, oh, there they are. Okay, Team 3. Now, from what I can sense, it is Zabuza Momochi and his assistant. I have met them before on my travels. The assistant has ice release, and he's fairly proficient in it. Zabuza is an amazing swordsman, but he uses a giant sword and it's slow. Zabuza is always also very proficient in water style. So, Karin, who has fire style, will be very useful in this. And they work out a plan to help Kakashi and Team 7. And the moment Kakashi gets caught in the water prison jutsu, Team 7, who I'll say, yeah, they have 10-10 because she wasn't on Team 3. So, yeah, they get 10-10. So, the moment Kakashi gets caught in the water prison jutsu, a giant fireball starts going at Karin, at Zabuza. And Karin sent that, and Zabuza like, oh, backup, I see, more people to kill. And he dodges the fireball, but then Neji comes out of nowhere and punches Zabuza in the chest and starts doing the 64 trigrams, blocking out all of Zabuza's chakra points. And Zabuza just didn't expect it, and he got caught in it. So Zabuza can't use chakra now. And then 3 Senbons come out, and Haku appears, but they don't know it's Haku. Now Naruto suspects that was the assailant, knows that it's the assailant, but he's like, my team needs practice, so I'll let them go for now. Next time we meet, my team will end them. And they help out Kakashi and Team 7. Naruto takes Kakashi on his back and brings him back to with Tadano back to his place. And on the whole way there, Sakura's like, Sasuke-kun. Naruto's like, oi, think here, one. Can you shut up? I'm trying to think of new ideas for my masterpiece. And everybody's like, what masterpiece, Naruto? From Team 3, and he's like, it's a secret. And he's like, hey, and Sakura's like, who are you? And Naruto says, I'm a Jonin of the Leaf Village, leader of Team 3. He's like, you can't be. You're no older than us. He's like, correction, I am not older than you, but I am strong, very strong. Sasuke's like, no way, I'm an elite Uchiha. I'm the strongest. He's like, boy, have you even unlocked your 3 Tomo Sharingan? He's like, no, I'm on my 1 Tomo. And I was like, well, boy, until you unlock your 3 Tomo, don't even come talk to me. Much less downgrade me. So, no, I ain't taking none of that. So, that happens. Now, when Kakashi wakes up, he sees Naruto in his room sitting at the corner reading the best book ever. He's reading Make Out Paradise, and Kakashi's like, oh my god, you like those books too? And Naruto says, oh my god, do you too? It's like when two fangirls meet each other and they like start dancing around each other and like squealing like, yeah, Jiraiya's amazing. He has the best books. And they start talking about the books, and Karin and Sakura and Tenten are listening in, and they hear what Naruto and Kakashi are talking about those books. And Sakura and Tenten finally realize what Kakashi's been reading, and they're like, god damn it, and you're sensei too? And that guy too? And Karin says, yeah, Naruto sensei, yeah, he reads those all the time. And they're like, why do you call him sensei? He's no older than you. And then Karin says, well, if you didn't know, he actually beat the 3rd Hokage without even putting up a sweat. He beat him in the first 10 seconds of the match. So, there is so much you can learn from him. He beat Neji, Rock Lee, and me in a team without even breaking a sweat. He knows a lot of jutsus and he's very strong. And they're like, oh, so he is strong. And Sakura is like, no, Sasuke-kun is better. And, god, it's just, Sakura is just sad, man. And I'm not sure, like, this is something I've been wanting to think about for a while. Is Sarada actually Sakura's real daughter, or is she actually Karin's daughter, but Sakura adopted her? Because, yes, Sarada doesn't look anything like Sakura, and yeah, I'm not sure, but she might be, she might not be. I haven't read the manga, neither the anime. I don't like it. But back to the what if. Um, Yeah. So when Kakashi starts training Team 7, Naruto thinks about how he should train his team, and I'll say that at this moment, Karin and Neji know how to tree walk. They don't know how to water walk yet, so he teaches them. That real quick. But Rock Lee, he sees that Rock Lee is sitting at the side, very extremely sad, and he's like, "Hey, Rock Lee, I gotta ask you a question. You can't use chakra, right?" And Rock Lee is like, "Yeah, Sensei, I can, unfortunately. Never have been." And Naruto's like, "Well, if you can't use ninjutsu, you can use kenjutsu. Or, as I like to call it, staff jutsu." And Rock Lee's like, "What?" And Naruto says, "Well, I use a weapon that's called a bow staff. Yeah, I use a weapon called a bow staff." And he generates the rod, and Rock Lee's like, "Whoa, how'd you do that?" And I said, "It's sort of my Keke Genkai. I can generate chakra rods, slash staffs, slash dat, slash like short ones. I can control the length." And he can say, "Well, I can also create them permanently. That takes a bit more chakra, but how about I teach you how to use a staff, or batons, basically short sticks." And Rock Lee's like, "Sensei, with all due respect, the power of youth requires fists and kicks." And Naruto says, I see your own style. I see, very well. Now, I have a few good ideas for your taijutsu, how you could improve on it. Now, I know you've been training with Guy Sensei. I haven't met him, but I've seen him train. While out doing my research, I accidentally bumped into him, and I was interested. And Rock Lee's like, "In research? Are you a scientist?" And Naruto says, "Yes, sort of. You know what kind of research Naruto does. Yeah, he does that creepy research. But unlike Jiraiya, he doesn't get caught. He's good at it. But he saw Guy train, and he's like, well, if your taijutsu stance is anything like Guy's, I see a few ways you personally could improve on it. Guy has a very strong built physique already, so his kicks can be more strong. They don't need to be unpredictable. Now, you, on the other hand, aren't as physically strong as Guy, so when I saw you fight, your movements were incredibly, how did I say, predictable. Now, you need to improve your style by making your moves unpredictable. And I'm not going to go into detail on what he teaches Rock Lee, but let's just say he gives him tips and pointers, and they do, spars, and Rock Lee has to land one good hit on Naruto by doing unpredictable movements each time. And eventually Rock Lee, he doesn't manage that, but he gets close, and Naruto can see that Rock Lee's improving, and he's like, well, I'm gonna leave you my shadow clone, and you train with him. He's a bit weaker than I am, but he's still incredibly strong. I say mid-Jonin level. I think I'm Kage level. No, Naruto's not Kage level yet. Actually, yeah, he is. He's Kage level. He's mid-Kage level. Actually, no, he's high Kage level. He can beat most all of the Kages easily, but he doesn't have Sage Mode yet. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'll say that Naruto isn't just a Jonin. He is an elite Jonin. Yeah, he's an elite Jonin. So, the training ends, and Naruto doesn't oversleep this time. Nobody oversleeps. So they all head out to the bridge, and that's when they see Zabuza and Haku again. Now, Naruto says to Kakashi that he's gonna let his team handle it, because his team is strong, and Kakashi is like, well, I can see your team is strong, but mine isn't very good yet, so I'm gonna have to be there with them. And he's like, Naruto's like, okay, I'm gonna just sit back and read my books. Actually, no, I'm gonna work on my masterpiece. And Kashi's like, huh, what's this masterpiece? And Naruto says, secret, it's a secret, it's a secret. And, yeah, the fight happens. Haku attacks him, Haku attacks Sasuke, Neji, and, Tenten, while Rock Lee, Karin, and Kashi fight off against Zabuza. Yeah, but Sakura is just shaking in her boots, trying to protect Tazuna. But you know how that protecting goes. She's just the one on the ground, and Tazuna's not protecting her. It's kind of pathetic, actually. Yeah, I don't like Sakura at all. She's like actually my least favorite character. Yeah. So that happens, and well, eventually the Kakashi's group, not team group, who's fighting Zabuza, beats Zabuza. Kakashi Chidori's about to Chidori Zabuza in the chest, but Haku sees this, and he's having a bit of a hard time with Neji. He's knocked out Tenten, and Lee is pretty badly injured, because, come on, even though Lee is super OP, he is still no match for Haku at this point in time. But with Neji's Byakugan, yeah, things are different. So that goes, and Haku sees this, so he just runs. Haku's injured beyond. He's like injured. So he barely gets there in time to save Zabuza, and Haku gets Chidori'd in the chest, and yeah, sad. I was sad when that happened. It was very sad. Now, yeah, that happened. And then Gato comes along and he's like, I wasn't gonna pay you, dum-dums. And Naruto is just like, this guy, he just said he wasn't gonna pay them. And that's for what this boy died. And God was like, yeah, that's right, boy. I wasn't gonna pay them, what are you gonna do? I got all this army with me. And Naruto's like, Zabuza, do you wanna finish them off together? Because I'm getting kinda irritated, but I don't wanna take all your glory, you know. Since you're gonna die soon, how about not spend it taking revenge for Haku? And Zabuza's like, hell yeah. And they rush in, they fucking massacre all of the men, and then Gato is the only one alive in the center, and Naruto and Zabuza appear, and Naruto's like, he's all yours. And Zabuza executioner's blade the hell out of Gato. He like cuts his head off, executes him, and then Zabuza also falls down on the ground, because yeah, Zabuza's time is over. And Naruto says, rest in peace, you were a good man, but you went down the wrong path, unfortunately. Have a good. May you rest in the afterlife. And he goes and buries Haku and Zabuza somewhere safe. And he just dumps Gato's body to the sea. Yeah, he's not even worth burying. And that happens, and they go back to the village together. They arrive, yada yada. And, it gets called it just gets called the Great Naruto Bridge, because why not? Yeah, it gets called that. So, they arrive at the village, and this time Naruto doesn't tell them that, about the Chunin exams late. So he tells them as soon as they arrive, as soon as he hears it from the Hokage, and he's like, Team 3, well, the Chunin exams are coming, and just prepare, study. That's all I'm gonna give you for now. Study for now. And yeah, they're like, are we supposed to do combat? And he's like, oops, I think I said too much. Just study for now, you can do some combat if you wanted. Just study. It's gonna be better for you. And this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Next part, I'm gonna do the tuning exams and also something new. I hope you enjoyed this part. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Thank you for watching.